Okay, here we go. I'm excited for this week. This is Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021, and it's been a interesting week already, weekend, if you're factoring in what's happening with crypto as well. So let's take a look. Let's jump right in. Not much time to waste today. The market is, as you can see, in the accumulation phase, and we're looking at some potentially big moves the rest of today. So let's take a look. Let's see what will potentially happen today. So first, before we jump into that, what I'm grateful for today, I am grateful for starting my day early. And crossing off my most important tasks for the day. I haven't finished those yet, but I'm going to do that by the end of tonight. That's going to feel good. So excited for that. Also, for the first time, we're live on Twitch. So welcome all you Twitch viewers, listeners, watchers, what do you want to call it. But I'm excited to be able to stream live on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously. Slowly but surely, we're going to grow. If you don't yet follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Medium, I haven't created an account yet, but I will be starting to post soon. So yes, lots happening and lots that I'm excited about. So yeah, that's what I'm grateful for. Let's jump into what I am seeing on the different time frames. So on the higher time frame, we are in a uptrend starting on the 20th of June. So starting on Sunday, I guess. So since Sunday evening open here, we've been in an uptrend, and the value area high is right around 42.13. And then on the downtrend starting from last week, last Monday-ish, we have a value area high at 42.36, and I'll get to where that potential confluence is in the medium time frame uptrend. So in that, we're also in an uptrend, whereas this one, we had a double bottom starting from the overnight session, and we swept up all the way through the morning trading hours, and then it's been kind of in that accumulation phase for the last 2 hours or so. And so there is if I'm looking at the fib developing here, we do have the 127% level correlating with the high volume node of the higher time frame. So let's go ahead and enter that in. I didn't enter that earlier. So 127% extension correlates with downtrend, higher time frame, downtrend value area high. So that's good to know. So I am going to be looking at a pullback here. So on the lower time frame, on an uptrend, again the same thing. This matches up, corresponds with medium time frame uptrend. I should use the same terminology: corresponds or correlates. So I use correlates. I can see that OBS is struggling a little bit again right now, so I'm just going to put up with it. Correlates with medium time frame uptrend. Other than that, nothing yet. Nothing else developing that is different from the medium time frame uptrend, other than we're in an accumulation phase right now. So, given that, what are our takes? Come on, man, let's go. See if I can get rid of any processes that are maybe slowing down my computer a little bit. Close this. I don't need these processes running. I'm going to close Skype as well for now. Okay, so a few things closed. Let's see how we do now. Alright, so takes back here. Thanks for putting up with this, guys. It is what it is. We started off strong, and we're going to keep it that way. Alright, so takes go long. So price retraces to either the 61.8% medium time frame to the medium time frame, that below, in front, 61.8%, or 38.2% level before continuing to 127% extension. 4236 here. 61.8% is 4224. 38.2 is 421950. I think price will dip to that 421950, and I will need to have a stop that's at least 2 points below that, beyond VWAP. I think that would be the play that I would make. So let's jump into that. So that's one take. The other take is price has already picked up enough buyers, so we'll continue to 127% level before exhausting and closing between 4230 and 4215. And finally, price has found equilibrium between 4225 and 4235, and will stay there rest of the afternoon. Okay, those are my three takes. Obviously, I'm covering for the range of outcomes, potential outcomes. So one would be it'll dip before going up higher, and that would mean that there is going to be a lot of movement, a lot of volume that would be involved. Well, not necessarily a lot of volume, but it would be a lot of movement to make that happen. Number two would be You can see here that the price dipped pretty close to the 61.8% level before kind of settling into where it is right now. So it may have already picked up enough buyers, and it may make that move up right now. Low chance, but I would still have to account for that. And the third one is that price kind of stays between this level and any high for the day that it may create. So it will just kind of stay in that level. For the last two, for scenario 2 and scenario 3, I will not be taking any trades. So basically, I will only be taking trades if it dips below this low in this channel that has been since the afternoon. So that brings us to the plays. I am glad the stream is back on and going strong. As I said, it's what I say that counts. So let's jump into the plays. So go long. Wait for retracement to 38.2% level. With a stop loss of 2 points, risking with 3 contracts, risking 2 points would be $100, or I would be risking $300 with first target break even. And I've talked about how my break evens are calculated. So if I'm entering 3 contracts and I'm risking $300, 2 contracts I would be risking $100. Sorry, 1 contract I'm risking $100, 2 contracts I'll be risking $200. So basically, break even would mean, let me bring this up. This would be easier if I just wrote this up, so you guys can see what I am talking about. So yes, I'll be doing a 2-point stop loss. So what that means is, again, you can see the 3 stop losses are 100, 100, 100. My first target is my break even. So basically what that means is, if price goes in my direction and goes, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ticks, I think, 9 ticks towards my direction, then it would hit my first target, and I'll be out for a $200 gain. And even if it reverses with the 2 remaining contracts all the way back to my initial stop loss, I would still have broken even at least, because they would be at $100 a piece. So that's what I mean by a break-even trade, if it goes in my direction a little bit. So that helps me account for the volatility while still keeping 2/3 of my trade in for my larger targets. So that's what I like to do to ensure that even on volatile days, I can be like, okay, well, my hypothesis may not have played out, but I didn't lose all that I could have. So I'm going to keep that. Let's go back here. All right, so go long, wait for retracement. The first target break even. Second target at high of the day. And third target at 127% extension. Okay, so next, do not think I'll be going short today. So my second one would be go long. This time, I have to account for how am I going to play this if it goes down to the 61.8% level and then makes its move there, because I do need to account for that. I do need to account for if it dips down here and there's enough buyers waiting here that it will make its move. So if it does do that, I will need to wait for confirmation because I don't want to enter with a with a with a 2-point stop loss and then get stopped out, and then get I'm just unnecessarily wasting money. So for this, and that's the thing with doing Fibonacci the way that I do it, is that sometimes you don't know which retracement to enter on, is if you want to enter on the 61.8 or if you want to enter on the 38.2. So in this case, I do need to account for both and make sure that my hypothesis is right. I don't want to be left, on the sidelines, even though, I could have entered. And so what I'm going to do is enter a tighter, have a tighter entry here. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I lose less. I think that's what would make sense here. So go long. So wait for retracement to 61.8% level with 3 contracts with ISL of 0.75 points, risking, so that is 37.112.50 with first target break even, second target at high of the day, and third target at 127% extension. So, and let's take a look at how that would look. So if I have the 0.75 point stop loss, that would look like this. My first target would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ticks away. Is that right? Let's take a look. Nope, that's not right. So 0.75. No, that is right. So if I am entering here, so I'm going to have my first target here at 42.24.25, and again, that's very tight. It's only 3 ticks down, but I will know if it goes below that, then we're going to be on for this trade. So I think it's worth it to risk $100 to make sure that I'm in this trade, and if it does have a bounce up and at least hits my first target, I know that I'm in a break-even trade here. So real quick, I want to show you guys what I mean by break-even on the 0.75 point stop loss. So here again, I have 3 ticks, 37.50 at risk for each of the contracts, and so if it hits my first target, then my second two, even if it hits that, I would still be above water for this trade. So that's what I'm going to be entering right now, preemptively. And as you can see, price has already gone up and tested that high of the day already. So who knows, we may or may not be able to even go long if it continues in that direction. So that's okay. So both of my plays I'm going long. The only time I would go short wait for price to hit the 127% extension, and retrace, go low, and wait for a retracement to go short. That's the only time I would go. Basically what that means is wait for price to hit the 127% extension. That means I'm waiting for buyers to get exhausted. then go low and wait for that retracement to go low. So I'm not even calling the top. I'm waiting, okay, well, is this going to now go low? And wait for a retracement for it to go low. So that's the only time I would go short if it continues in that direction, because I would assume that if it does go there now, wait for price to hit the 127% extension, go short only if price does not retrace first. So it's a big caveat. So then wait for the price to hit that extension, go low, and then wait for retracement to go short. So those are my plays, those are my takes. Let's jump in. I'm going to move this over, guys. You know the deal, so that we can start looking at the markets closely. So I'm going to put that off to the side. And I want to see if you guys can see more of what I can see as well. Bear with what I can do in terms of the quality of the stream, guys. I mean, sometimes we get down pretty low in terms of the frames per second, but right now we're at 30 frames per second. It's just I don't know what to do about that. It is what it is. So I'm gonna think this is good right here. Yeah. Okay. We are on. Okay. So zoom in here. This will tell me a little bit about what's been happening. We had a lot of buyers just step in around here, which led to that retesting of the high of the day. All the way up, and did not go any further. So I would venture to guess that we are going to go down now. But it's not part of my place is to go short now, so I'm going to just hold tight, wait for a retracement before I do anything. So we wait now. We wait and we see what develops. There it is, some weakness. There's a part of me that wants to revise one of my plays and say, if it does hit the high of the day and shows weakness, go short, but can't trust this. Can't trust this. So I'm gonna hold tight. Let me see real quick if there's a correlation if I do a fib from down here. Not really. That's okay. Just needed to test that. Testing that again. Testing the high of the day once more. We're going to push up. As you can see, the push up has been drying up in terms of volume. I'm going change this back to 2-point stop loss. The volume's been drying up, so this would signal to me that we are going to search for other prices or more volume. That's what the market makers would be keen on doing right now. And not sure if that would mean that we're going to go searching for that price higher or go searching for that price lower. So it's a guessing game right now. And my gut would tell me that we're going to go low, but I've been wrong many times before. So we're going to just hold tight. There it is, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. But again, pretty, as you guys can see at the bottom in the delta histogram, it's buyers and sellers are pretty evenly matched here. So no one's really in control at the moment. And price is trending higher. So it is, for me, signaling a bit of weakness on the buying side. And so I would say that that's a good entry to go short. But we are continuing to hit up against that, so it could bust through any second. We could bust right through any second now. Lots of contracts being traded at the moment. Yeah, I don't like the way this looks. This looks like it's going to go up. There it is. Saw that coming. Very tempted to have entered there. So, given that that's what just happened, that we broke through. This is the first target right here, 42.27. So what I'm going to be looking for is for a retracement from here, from this level. And that is also correlating with the high volume node with the value area high on this higher time frame. So very interesting what just happened here. The price just that there were enough buyers for it to continue to make this move up. And that is why you do not go against the trend. So great lesson there to heed. What I'm going to do now is add another fib, this time from the previous, actually from here would be good. Yes, there is a correlation between these two 127%. That would mean a retracement to 42.31 at least before it goes up to that level. So let's see if it does do that. If it starts getting below this, I'm going to enter long here. So we're looking at 42.30 and 42.28. These are the two levels right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and extend this now. Yes, value area high is now very clearly in this accumulation phase area. Sometimes it is boring looking at the markets, but it's kind of like hunting. It's kind of like you're a tiger, and you just wait. And it's a solitary game a lot of the time. Right now, sitting here by myself, maybe some of y'all are watching, but I'm sitting here by myself and just waiting, just ambushing, waiting for the right time to pounce. It is retracing. So yeah, only question is whether it dips down to the 38.2 or the 61.8. I'm going to go ahead and what I'll do is let me see if I have an entry at 42.31. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. These would be my targets. And the third one is very optimistic, let's say. But yeah, why not? So basically what I just did is I'm using a 3-point stop loss because I do want to cover myself if it dips below this and gets to 38.2% level. But I'm banking on the fact that there is a confluence with the 127% level here and 127% level that is just forming here. So based off of that, I was thinking that it would come pick me up and go towards that higher high for the day before getting exhausted. Basically the point of doing these fibs, even though I knew that I would be going long, is to reduce my risk at hand and allow for better entries. So even though I knew I was going long, I could have been like, okay, I'm just going to enter long, whenever I hopped on, around 1 o'clock, and just said, okay, I'm just going to enter long here and have my stop loss down here. But that would have been risking how much? I mean, if I entered, let's say, at 42.28, and this would have been at 42.24. So yeah, 4 to 5 points that I'd be risking, and so I'd either have to reduce my position size, or be okay with a higher risk and know that, okay, well, it's going to move against me before going back in my direction. So I'd much rather wait and have a more optimal entry, because that's just the way that I want to trade. The other thing I could have done here, that I could still do right now, is have a very tight stop loss at 61.8%, and like a 0.75 point stop loss. That's what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to change this to a 1-point stop loss. And leave this at 2. Okay, so 1-point stop loss at 42, 30, 20, 31, 25. So that's my break even right there. First target at 127%, my second target at 161%. So I think that's much more ideal, because then I'm risking now 150, and I'll be able to enter it again the second time if it dips below that. So I'm much better with this. The previous one I was risking 450, the 3-point stop loss. This one I'm risking only 150, and even if I enter at the 38.2% level, I'd still only be risking 300 total. I'd still be out only 300 versus 450 if the market just goes down from here. So yes, I'm waiting for it to pick me up, and once it does that, at least hit my break even, my first target, and hopefully continue in that direction. If it does not, then I am out 150 for the day. I believe it's going to come and pick me up. If it does go towards my target now, my first target now, I'm going to exit this and or move it down to the 38.2% level. And then waiting for the pop. Interestingly, the volume died down quite a bit. Volume has died down quite a bit since that spike. So, interestingly, I think we are going to have a little bit of a move out from here because we're entering that same price area where the price action moved up pretty with high velocity. Okay, is this the move up, or are we just going to have more sellers step in, exhaust themselves, and move down? So let's see what it does. Definitely not a lot of strength. Yeah, not feeling a whole bunch of strength here. I'm going to move my stop loss up. I'm going to move my first target. 1, 2, 3. Break even here. Basically, I moved my stop loss to only 75 $75. And 5, 50, 62, 50, 75 would actually be $50. $50 is my risk. So, yep. If it hits my target, we are in a break-even trade. There we go. Alright, break-even trade. So now 2 contracts with my first target at 127%. My second target at 161%. All that matters is the first target is a break even. It doesn't matter if I have it at a higher target, because one of my 3 contracts is just so that I can be in a break-even trade. So I'm not looking for, oh, I could have been in this longer. It doesn't matter, because I'm using my other 2 contracts to earn my money. So yes, the 61.8% looks like it was the right entry. We aren't sure yet until it hits my first target. So we can still just have a double top here. And how will price react to the high of the day again? Lots of buyers stepped in again at that same price. So that was a strong level that we just bounced off of where I entered. We are going higher. New high of the day, 42.25 now. I believe we're going to continue to at least the 127% target, which we are pushing up towards. So going back to the trade that I had right before I canceled it and I entered this tighter stop loss trade. I had the same entry at 42.21.25, but I had a 3-point stop loss, and so that would have meant my first target would have been 42.27, 42.37, excuse me. So I still would not have hit that, and so I still would have been in this trade with 3 contracts instead of 2 contracts, and my target still wouldn't have been hit. So this is much more of a relaxed attitude that I have now, which I need to inculcate for any trade anyways, but the fact that I am in this trade, and even if it completely reverses all the way, I'm not out of any money. So that's why I started employing this technique to this bracket order type, so that I can still have 2/3 of the trade still be in for my larger targets. Slight retracement. I'm going to see if there is a fib opportunity forming here. Sure was. Sure was. I'm limited to 3 contracts that I can trade at any one time. I know I'm already in 2, so I'm going to just hold off on making my 3rd entry, I guess. Hold off on entering with this and just letting this play out. It'll be very interesting to see what happens when the price does hit the 127% target, because there's a chance it could go further, or there's a chance that that could be where there's a lot of sellers waiting anyways, and so that could exhaust this move up. So interesting to see where the equilibrium will be once it hits that level. If it moves away quickly, or just hangs out there where the high volume node is and just kind of stays in that zone. One thing I'm happy about is there's no drop frames today. That is big. Happy about that. Okay, new high of the day, pushing up higher. Price has moved around 5 points since I entered, 2 points away from my target, and it second target hit. All right. Will it continue higher? I think this third target, I'm going to move it down here. Basically, I just moved that third target to the 161% of the lower time frame, because could get exhausted there. I'm going to leave that. Price is already retracing pretty significantly, so it's okay. 2 targets are out. Third target, I'm still in this trade for a net profit of 262. Tempted to just exit this, but what I'm going to do instead is move my stop loss up instead. To just below the 38.2% level. I think we're going to hit that 161% here before the market gets exhausted. Here we go. Make that push up. Here we go. Again, new high of the day. So close. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to hit that. If it does, I'm just going to just wait for another pullback, potentially to go further along. But I do think we might be getting exhausted here. So close. One more push, and we're going to be out of this trade. Kind of want to just exit this trade now, call it a day. I think there's one more push left. Here we go. Significantly lower volume today than yesterday, actually, and even the day before. So it's the move up is precarious because we could be retracing sometime once it gets to the all-time high levels, which is very close to right now. Retracing. Maybe I was a bit greedy here, but that's okay. The numbers show that there is a high percentage chance that it hits at least on my 161% level. And I'm not even at my 161% level on the higher time frames or the medium time frames. I'm just there on the lower time frame, so that's okay. I'm confident in this being the right play, keeping my target where it is. But I do think that we're close to getting exhausted here. Again, we've had a few hiccups. I'm gonna look at this recording again later. But really happy that no drop frames today. Fingers crossed that we keep that up. Okay, 2 more ticks and we're out of this trade. One more tick and we are made it, baby. We are out. Yes, solid trade. Total, let's take a look here. Total $737 profit. Was in it for about 11.5 minutes, actually 18 minutes total. And yeah, solid. I mean, we could have still been in this trade until it hit the 161% target, but that's okay. Don't want to be greedy here. Thought the market was getting exhausted, and it still could be. So now we're going to be looking at going short in accordance with my third take. So let me pull that up. So my third play was go short only if price does not retrace first, which it did not. wait for price to hit the 127% target, which it did, and even more now, and wait for a retracement after it goes low. So let's say it hits this level, goes low, and then we're going to wait for a retracement and see if there's a confluence with one of the targets and with any of the nodes or the Fibonacci extensions. So we're going to take a look at any opportunities that come up. Extending this a little bit more. Yes, it did. It is reaching the 161% level, so that's good to know. Oof, still going. Still going. In fact, it is the way it's looking. We might even set all-time highs today. All-time high previously was at 42.57. Let's see. 42.58 actually. So we are still 17 points away, so not quite there. I'm glad I got onto a decent size move. Okay, so will it retrace now? I'm going to see if there's a correlation here. And there sure is. So what I'm looking at now, guys, is to see if there's a correlation between the 161% there and not exactly, but it is there. So potentially could wait for it to retrace before it continues to the 161% higher time frame target. Which is at 42.44. So let's see how price reacts to this level. And sure is dropping. So I'm going to have a 1 point stop loss entry here, 42.3775. First target here. And second target here. Maybe wishful thinking, but let's take advantage of this continued move up. Fibs work like a charm. It's incredible. They don't work all the time, but when they do, man, it's incredible. We are in the accumulation phase again. (2:15 p.m. Central), 45 minutes until market close. We were able to enter, if you guys are just joining, we were able to enter on this retracement to the 61.8% level and follow that all the way to the first target and the second target of the fig extensions. So now we're waiting for another retracement to see if it'll continue to set further highs for the day. Volume coming in for the first time consistently now at this level, so we might be just staying here. Retracing. Definitely more sellers in control the last couple minutes. The price has not moved down quickly, so we could still have more move to the upside left. And that's what I'm banking on right now. Just doing some things. What I'm doing, guys, is let me hide this for a second. You can see what I'm doing in the higher time frame. This is one of my big takeaways from last week, is to enter these trades after market opens, the overnight session, so 5 p.m. Central. So in the evening, see if there's any higher time frame developments that I could enter on. And so that's what I'm seeing right now, if there are any developments. It's close. And yeah, we got very close to that 61.8% level before continuing to this level, which is 42.43, so which we're right at right now. So market could very well get exhausted very soon here. I'm gonna have a better 0% level. So let me back up on this move up. That was a good right there. So 4164. Is that where I have this at? Yep, that's where I have it at. So yeah, that's about as good as I can make it for the fib 0% level. If price does get to 42.43, I am going to go ahead and void this trade. Right here, what this is telling me in hindsight is that with this fib move, so it got down to this low here on the overnight session, and then got there again at what time? During the day session. And both times it did not come all the way down. It did not retrace all the way down to 61.8% level. That means the buyers were very much in control. We were poised for a move up. And that also shows how even on this move up, it did not retrace all the way down to 61.8% level. So that showed me, because there were two instances of price not retracing fully to the 61.8% level, that the buyers were definitely in control. This went up pretty close to 41.43. I'm going to go ahead and void this trade. So that's a good takeaway right there. Coming up to 30 minutes left until I will take any more new trades. Buyers could be so in control that we could set all-time highs today. We are only 15 points away from that. We still have more than a half hour. Just depends on if it retraces enough for me to warrant entering at any time. So far, the answer is no. So far, the answer is I could have let my third trade go. So that's one of the things that I was also thinking, is whether I should let my third contract in my trade, continue to let that go along. Without a target. That's what I meant. We are just chugging up. Time for some kombucha, some homebrewed kombucha. Tastes fresh. Pinky up, gang. New flavor. This is good. Okay, we're up to the 42-44 level. And actually, it went up all the way to the 161% higher time frame level that I had. So you can't always count on that. Maybe you could have today. No time for retracements today. The 161% level is at 42.64 FYI, which is definitely the all-time high. I'm definitely keen on entering long again, actually, but no retracement opportunity has presented itself yet, so that could have been one. It means I would have exhausted up there. It's barely even struggling to get to the 61.8% level, which is fine. Something to that I just observed. Just take what the market gives you, yeah? Okay, coming up to 30 minutes left in the trading day, 20 minutes left until I take any more trades. Freezing a little bit here. It's okay. Here we go. Come on. yeah, I would be surprised actually if it retraces and continues to set all-time highs today. Now it will either continue in this direction to set an all-time high, or it will retrace and kind of find an equilibrium. I don't think there's space for it to do both, for it to retrace and then set all-time highs. If it retraces, the market will kind of stay in, will either continue further down or stay within a range below this level. Okay, here we go. Potential retracement. But like I said, I don't think I will be looking to take this long on this retracement. What I'll be looking to do is take it short, actually, in this retracement. So what I'm going to look to do here is wait, since we did have a double top kind of here. Wait for drag this up here. So we do have a relative high volume node here that I think it's going to come down to before it retraces. And I'm going to look to enter short at a retracement towards, let's say, a low volume node, maybe right there. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how the market reacts. This isn't the highest probability play, so I'm just going to feel it out. Not quite. Not really. I want to push this. If I stay out, I stay out. If I go in, it's got to be a little bit higher conviction than this. But there is a probability that I think we do come down all the way back to 42.30, excuse me, back down to this level by the end of the day. We pull back a little bit. to where this higher time frame high volume node is. So yeah, I think there's a good chance we come back down there, as that's a good level of support. So let's see. I'm gonna wait. Yes. So this is what I'm looking for. Something like this, where I can something like that. One thing I'm going to be wary of is to be aware of, let me do that here. If there's any medium time frame fibs that are forming that I'm just not seeing, because I could be wrong, that we retrace and we continue to set all-time highs. I'm just not seeing it, right? I could just not be seeing it, and it's right in front of my eyes, you know? So let's just say that this was it. No. Potentially. I could retrace here, but I didn't quite get there anyway, so I think we are going to be coming down. We only have 22 minutes left in the trading day. I think we're going to see some pullbacks here before it plunges, so that's what I'm going to be looking out for. So let's take a look here. So I am deciding to go short. Let's see, there's a correlation. It sure is. So let's see if it picks me up. I think my third target for sure down here. And second target at the higher volume node down there. So we could be plunging without picking me up, and that's okay. Two ticks and it picks me up. One tick. I'd be risking 150 for this trade to go short. It did pick me up. Question is it going to drop now? Break even is at 42.39.75, 3 points away, almost halfway there. I think I can set better targets, since we could just be in this equilibrium right here. Again, I think the pull from the higher volume node further below at 42.30 is strong enough that I think it's going to go down and settle in around there. So that's what I'm going to be banking on right now. Okay, 2 ticks away, 3 ticks away from being a break-even trade. You can see in the bottom right with the delta histogram that sellers are definitely more in control now since we reached that high. So only question is it just going to, and interestingly, my break-even target 1 correlates very well with the 61.8% retracement on this medium time frame. So it's actually great because I'm actually going to move it 1 up just to be sure. So yeah, if I get stopped out here, that's and if it goes up higher, that would mean that we retraced and we are going long now. But I think the sellers are enough in control now that I think we've peaked for the day, and I think we're going to continue going lower at this point. Come on, let's go. Three points, and we're out. Come on. There it is. Okay, first target captured. We are in a break-even trade. I'm going to move my stop loss down by 1 tick. And let's see how it reacts. Moving lower now. $15 minutes until close. Again, we're in a break-even trade at this time. Second target is at 42.34. Third target is 42.31. One thing I do need to be cautious about tomorrow is not trade with overconfidence, just because one day worked out for me in terms of me assessing how the market is. Again, be in control of this, harness this before I can expect to have any kind of consistent returns externally. So Stay humble. Okay, so as you can see here, it did exhaust itself kind of at the 161% level here, but I'm betting that the move down is not complete, that the equilibrium is not quite there, but is even further lower on this uptrend. So that's what I'm banking on. I could be wrong. Sellers are definitely in control. The buyer stepped in for a little bit a minute ago. The move out hasn't been great. It didn't break the 100% level of the move down, so I'd say sellers are still in control here. Okay. Drops below this, we are on. Important level, and we broke it. Now this is on. This target setting is going to be something that I'm still learning how to do well, especially at the end of the day. It might be better for me to look at this the medium time frame and look to exit at a like a market structure 2. So right now we're still in a downtrend, and so I'm going to just hold tight and wait until the market tells me that we are not in a downtrend anymore. There's a part of me that's a little bit greedy and trying to move, thinking about moving this target down here. Yeah, it's kind of, I'm just really just guessing, like where should I put these targets at? Like balancing my emotions with, okay, like is this good enough? Like, okay, fine, I'll take that, profit, whatever. Or like, okay, we still have space for it to move down. Don't be dumb. Okay, I think this, the third target can definitely be down here. I think I can just leave it here. So basically it's just a second target. And the thing is, I can hold on to these positions for another 19 minutes actually, so max. I don't want to push it, but I do want to squeeze as much as I can out of it without being greedy. So far, 6 points that it's moved in my direction. It's still at worst a break-even trade. I have not moved my stop loss up. I think I'm going to do that actually. I think I'm going to move it to above this. And the only reason I'm moving that now, which I usually wouldn't do, is because of the time remaining in the afternoon. So okay, this is the strongest retracement in this move down so far. I'm going to move this stop loss down here. I think that's a pretty solid gain. 3 points, so yes, that's solid. If it moves above that, then I would not be confident that it's going to move further down. So still in this trade with 2 contracts, 4.5 points that it's moved in my direction. Have a trailing stop loss at 3 points. My targets are a little bit further lower, near the high volume nodes. Oh, I got taken out. That's okay. Total, I'm not going to be looking at entering any more trades. So total today, just over 1,000. Yep, 1140 total P&L after my fees on 2 trades, 2 entries. 18 minutes was my longest winning trade. So I am happy with my mental state as I went about doing this, and I know that I do need to be watching out. Interestingly, this correlates pretty well with this. So yeah, maybe we have retraced and kind of are going to hang out in this area where the higher volume node on the downtrend was. So yeah, that's fine. This was a good exit. I'm happy with this, and that's it. I'm done for today. I am going to be logging off now, and again, going to watch out for how well I can keep my mental state in equilibrium without getting too high or too low tomorrow, and just wait for the right opportunities. I'm going to hop on again later this evening after the open to see if there's any opportunities for me to go long or short. I don't think there are, because this one that just developed today already hit the 127% target, so I I don't think there's going to be any tonight, so I might spend more time looking at crypto markets tonight. So that's it for me. If you've been watching me for the first time on Twitch, my job is to get better every day, get better with how I engage you guys, get better